The Unexpected Journey, Megan Lovelady's Path to Islam. A documentary story of faith found in tragedy's wake. Christchurch, New Zealand, August 2019. The morning sun casts long shadows across the courtyard of Al-Noor Mosque in Christchurch. 22-year-old Megan Lovelady adjusts her headscarf as she approaches the entrance, the same entrance where, just months earlier, 51 people lost their lives in one of New Zealand's darkest hours. But for Megan, this place has become something entirely different: home. The search for belonging. I was always kind of searching for my place and to fit in because I never really fit in anywhere, Megan reflects, her voice carrying the weight of years spent feeling displaced. Her story begins not in New Zealand, but across the Pacific in America, where she spent her earliest years before her family made the life-changing decision to emigrate when she was just 7 years old. Christchurch became their new home. A city that would shape her teenage years and ultimately, her spiritual awakening. As a hospitality worker navigating young adulthood, Megan seemed to have found her footing. But beneath the surface, questions lingered about purpose, identity, and belonging. When tragedy strikes. The trajectory of Megan's spiritual journey took a devastating turn several years ago when she witnessed something no one should ever see. Standing helplessly, she watched as her boyfriend was struck and killed by a train, a moment that would haunt her and fundamentally alter her relationship with faith. After that, she says, tears forming as the memory resurfaces, I was like, why me? Why did I have to go through that? If God is so mighty and he could do anything, why couldn't he save me from having to go through that? The tragedy didn't just take away someone she loved, it severed her connection to any sense of divine purpose. It pushed me away even further from wanting to be faithful, she admits. For years, Megan drifted, spiritually and emotionally lost, questioning everything she once believed about life's meaning. March 15, 2019, a day that changed everything. Then came March 15, 2019, the day that would forever alter New Zealand's social fabric. The Christchurch Mosque attacks shocked the nation and the world, claiming 51 innocent lives and leaving countless others traumatized. But in the aftermath of this horrific act of terrorism, something unexpected began to unfold. Rather than driving people away from Islam, the attack sparked unprecedented curiosity about the faith that had been so brutally targeted. Across New Zealand, mosques reported surges in visitors. In Wellington alone, Imam Nizamul Haq Thanvi witnessed 3 to 5 daily conversions in the weeks following the attack. In Manawatu, local Muslim Association chair Zulfikar Bhutan was meeting new converts regularly and hearing of many more. The moment of awakening. For Megan, the turning point came at Hagley Park, where thousands gathered for Friday prayers in the days following the attacks. The image was powerful, a community united in grief, resilience, and solidarity. As the Imam's voice rose in prayer, something stirred within her that she hadn't felt in years. It was rhythmic and it made me feel inside, she recalls of that transformative moment. I wanted to join in to do the movements but I didn't know how, so I just stood there and I cried. Those tears weren't just of sorrow for the victims, but of recognition, a spiritual awakening that had been years in the making. Standing among thousands of mourners and supporters, Megan felt something she describes as a calling home. Finding home in faith. The conversion that followed wasn't sudden or impulsive, but rather the culmination of a long search for meaning that had been interrupted by tragedy and loss. On reflection, Megan says, it feels like I've always been a Muslim. Since embracing Islam, her daily routine has been transformed. Every day, she visits Al-Noor Mosque, the very site where so many lives were lost. She spends hours reading the Quran and Islamic literature, studying Arabic, and learning the practices of her new faith from fellow Muslims who have welcomed her with open arms. I actually feel more at home and more a part of a community than I ever have in my life, she explains. Allah was calling me home. A broader movement. Megan's story is part of a larger, unprecedented phenomenon across New Zealand. From Auckland to Otago, mosques have reported increased visitors and material shortages as demand for Islamic literature has soared. The diversity of new converts has surprised even seasoned religious leaders, Pakeha, Maori, former Christians, and people from various backgrounds finding their way to Islam. Imam Thanvi, whose family includes Islamic scholars worldwide, puts it simply, none of them have ever seen anything like it. The paradox of light from darkness. As Megan kneels for her daily prayers at Al-Noor Mosque, surrounded by a community that has embraced her unconditionally, the profound irony is not lost. From an act intended to divide and terrorize has emerged stories of unity, understanding, and spiritual discovery. Her journey from spiritual emptiness to fulfilled faith represents more than personal transformation, it embodies the resilience of the human spirit and the unexpected ways that light can emerge from the deepest darkness. "I never really fit in anywhere," she had said of her past. Now, in the most unexpected place, following the most tragic of circumstances, Megan Lovelady has finally found her home.